Welcome everyone to the PartsEdge Podcast. I have Dave here with Evenflow AI. Welcome. And so we are at the NCM Fuel the Future Fixed Op Summit, first Fixed Op Summit that NCM's doing. What do you think? Like you're I know we've talked to you, you're coming from outside the industry. I mean, you guys have been around a couple years, right?
Yeah,
Like I can't
definitely.
remember when you first started.
Yeah, about 4 years
4
now.
years, yeah. So you're not that new into the industry.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on this? Like in your other experience outside of auto, did you go to conferences like this or did they have stuff like this?
I think this format's pretty unique in that it's a smaller group and you're all kind of traveling together, for like 2.5 days. So it's really cool versus, some more of my experience is something comparable like NADA.
Conferences.
It's just like,
Yeah.
thousands of people and you get like maybe 3-minute touch base,
Yeah.
and a lot.
And you never get to. Wait, hey, you guys, am I picking up the noise if you guys are talking? Do you know?
Probably. That was a fun move.
Yeah. No, I really wasn't being like a jerk. I was just like,
I'll fix it most if that's not.
Okay.
I told you all. No,
yeah, you'll fix it. But whisper. Okay. Okay, so sorry, we'll edit that. Yeah, so when you like other conferences that you went to outside the industry, it's like probably larger and you only get a couple minutes. You don't really get to spend time with the people that you want to network with.
Yeah, and I think one of the really I think neat features of this is you might have like a 5-10 minute conversation with someone, and then you see them like 8 hours later, and then you continue the conversation,
Yeah.
or you just bypass work and you just talk socially, which is also like a nice thing about this.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, because when you're at NADA or the bigger conferences, it's really hard to connect because there's just so many people to see. And I've been really happy because I don't go to a lot of conferences or summits like these. So I've seen so many people that I'm like, oh, I know you, or like it's great to see you in person because it's like the nice person,
Yeah,
in-person experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So with what you guys are doing with Evenflow, what hearing some of the presenters and all the stats, is it kind of validating? Because from what I understanding, what you guys do is you really help with the whole scheduling process, right?
Yeah, we're trying to load the shop in a more intelligent way that maximizes the technician's, flag hours, but it also improves the customer experience. So, yeah, I'd say every presentation I think kind of has some tie to this, but
Mhm.
like it's setting the shop up for success, and so yeah, it is definitely validating.
And your experience too, coming from health and you said airlines
Yep.
too. Can you share that comparison that you share of how it's relatable to the car? Because we're selling hours, and then with like airlines, they're really good at selling all the seats. So can you share
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so actually healthcare is almost like a closer analogy.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
in some ways like doctors are selling hours themselves. And it's the same thing of like instead of an op code, they got a CPT code. And for that CPT code, they can only I'm sorry.
You're okay.
For that CPT code, they can only bill a fixed amount. So there's a lot of analogies or parallels between healthcare and, service there. And it still is the same concept, right? Like how do you, maximize the time, of the doctor or the technician?
Yeah, because if you think about a doctor and a technician, they're certified, they're trained, they're very valuable people and their time is very like expensive, I guess,
Yeah,
or if you want to say that, or valuable. I don't want to say expensive. That's not the right way to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So other than, what you guys are doing, is there any other takeaways that you've learned from this? Like all the other information that you just didn't realize?
I
Yeah.
think this is, I think, the unique nature of this conference is I get time to actually ask dealers questions, right? Like normally you're just trying to give them like a 2-minute commercial or whatever, but then you have a chance to go back and ask them questions and learn. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It's okay. You can cough.
I don't know,
I don't have any water to give you.
I don't know what got me. Sorry,
It's okay. Um,
I'll repeat that. So
okay.
like.
Yeah, repeat it.
So it's the opportunity to learn more from the dealers. You have a chance to go back and ask them questions
Mhm.
about something that they might have just saw or a question they asked you, and you can engage them in conversation. And for me, it's like a learning process.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I think the NCM has done a great job creating that environment here where it's not like everyone just demoing and it's like we're asking questions, we're trying to learn, everyone's trying to learn. And, how can we best utilize all the technology that's available and especially AI? Like that's obviously a big conversation
Yep.
to make us more efficient and to make us better and improve. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, AI is a whole nother subject.
whole nother thing.
We could spend an hour on that
Yeah.
easily. So
But, the biggest things are, updating the customer because I was like with the ratings and like the reviews,
yeah,
that's the biggest downfall and the bad ratings is they were updated. And then the scheduling,
yeah, yeah.
getting, having a better process to schedule. I think even someone mentioned like having the scheduler on the homepage of the website because that's what the number one thing people are
Yep.
going to the website for is to
Yeah, no,
schedule.
it was crazy because this like just reminds me 20 years ago on the airline because that's on the website we made the big choice of like we always have the booking widget at like either some part of the homepage because that's what they're
They're
there for.
going to book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that and then the updates, it was almost 20 years ago. I was running some call centers at United Airlines and like we figured the number one driver of calls was, like, updating.
They wanted to know what's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's where we just did proactive automated communications, and it's like what we learned there, and I think it's true in any context of, like, if a customer doesn't know, not knowing is what drives them crazy,
Yes. Yeah.
you know?
Because they can't plan their day. Like there's just so much going on,
Yeah.
especially with cars. It's like you don't know how much it's going to cost. You're just stressed out until you hear if there's a problem with your car. And then if there's not, you're just regular maintenance. You have things to do. You have your whole day to plan.
Yeah,
It
like,
takes a
kids are
whole day to go to a dealership,
yeah, yeah.
basically.
You're
I
you're trying to factor, like, "I gotta pick up
kids,
kids,"
I'm
or, yeah, "I
hungry.
gotta make dinner," so, like, "When am I gonna slot this in?" And
Yeah.
then you don't know, and that part,
Yeah.
I know, it just drives people crazy,
It
and I
does.
understand it.
I've had to take like a whole day off of work just to go to the dealership to like whatever if I was having an issue with my car.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't really have to do that now, but most people do.
Yeah.
I still do that. Have to take time off work like a whole day.
Yeah.
So it was so great to talk to you on the podcast, and meet you in person.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's fun. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm happy with what you guys are doing. I think it's a great solution and solving a much needed problem. So
Okay.
thank
No,
you so
thanks.
much.
Yeah, appreciate it.